Have you ever felt the chilling brush of the unseen, the whisper of a nameless dread? Our tale begins with a protagonist, a newcomer to an old creaky house. A house that has seen more sunsets than most, a house that has been a silent spectator to the passage of time. It's a house that carries a history, a sinister one filled with eerie sounds and strange occurrences that would make the bravest among us shudder. As the protagonist settles into their new life, the house seems to awaken. The nights are no longer quiet. The stillness is punctuated with the creaking of old wood, the sighing of ancient walls. Objects start to show a mind of their own, moving around when no one's watching. Cold spots appear in certain rooms as if the warmth of the living is being sucked out into the ether. Hushed whispers float in the dead of the night, a ghostly conversation that our protagonist is not invited to. The suspense thickens like a fog as the protagonist starts to feel an unseen presence. It's not just the house that's alive. There's something more, something that lurks in the shadows, something that watches from the corners of their eyes. It's a feeling of being watched, of being observed by an entity that's not quite there, an entity that leaves no footprints, but its presence is as clear as day. The protagonist can't shake off this feeling. It's a feeling that seeps into their dreams, turning them into nightmares. It's a feeling that clings to their waking hours, turning the mundane into the macabre. It's a feeling that turns their new house into a haunted maze, where every corner hides a new mystery. Every room holds a new fear. The protagonist is now caught in a web spun by the unseen, a terror that lurks in the shadows, a terror that's as real as the house they live in. It's a terror that feeds on fear, a terror that grows stronger with every passing night, a terror that's yet to reveal its true face. In the darkness, the house held its breath, whispering secrets of a terror yet unseen. Have you ever seen something in the mirror that wasn't quite your reflection? Imagine this. You stumble upon an antique store, its charm and mystery pulling you in. You're drawn to an old mirror, its frame ornate and time-worn. It holds a certain allure, a faint echo of the countless faces it has reflected over the years. You take it home, unaware of the terror that awaits you. At first, everything seems normal. The mirror is just a mirror, reflecting your home, your face. But then, you catch a glimpse of something. A shadowy figure lurking just at the edge of your vision. It's always there, just out of sight, yet always present. You can't shake off the eerie feeling of being watched, even when you're alone. As days pass, the figure becomes more prominent. It's no longer just a shadow, it's a face, a ghastly face, twisted in torment. It's a face that wasn't there before, a face that isn't yours. It's a face that seems to be trapped within the mirror, its sorrowful eyes pleading for release. Yet there's something more, something darker lurking behind those eyes. You try to ignore it. You turn the mirror to face the wall, but the figure's tormented visage haunts your dreams. You sell the mirror, but it finds its way back to you, always back to you. It's as if the mirror is bound to you, its shadowy figure a ghastly tether that refuses to be severed. You attempt to destroy the mirror, but it resists. The glass doesn't shatter, the frame doesn't splinter. It's as though the mirror is protected by an unseen force, its shadowy prisoner determined to stay with you. The terror intensifies, the fear is palpable. Your home is no longer a sanctuary, it's a prison, the mirror, its warden. The reflection is no longer just a reflection, it's a shadow, a ghost, a tormentor. You're trapped, just like the figure in the mirror, bound by fear, by the unknown, by the mirror. In the mirror's dark reflection, a shadow waited, its ghastly grin filled with unspeakable malice. Ever wondered what happens when the resting place of the dead is disturbed? Picture this. A protagonist, let's call him Max, out for a leisurely trek in the woods, stumbles upon an old weather-beaten gravestone. Max, unaware of the sanctity of the place, unknowingly disturbs the forgotten grave. But what he doesn't realize is that with every move, he's stirring a spirit that has been in slumber for centuries. As night falls, Max's world takes a chilling turn. The stillness of the night is disturbed by eerie whispers and fleeting shadows. Each night he's haunted by horrifying visions of a spectral figure, its eyes burning with vengeance. His dreams, once a sanctuary, now become a playground for the vengeful spirit. The line between reality and nightmare blurs. Physical harm follows the psychological terror. Unseen forces push him, objects fly across the room, and he wakes up to inexplicable scratches and bruises. The spirit, it seems, is not just haunting Max. It's a, do you believe in the existence of the supernatural, the unseen? In the stillness of our world, there are stories that chill the blood and make the heart race. Stories of things that can't be explained, that lurk in the shadows and the corners of our vision. Things that make us question everything we thought we knew. Our first tale spoke of an unseen terror, a presence that was always felt but never seen. It was a tale that whispered of a fear so deep, so primal, that it could freeze a person in their tracks, rendering them helpless against the unknown. Next, we were drawn into the story of a shadow in the mirror, a simple reflection that became a nightmarish reality. Our protagonist was trapped, caught between their own reflection and a sinister echo of themselves. Their attempts to escape only served to deepen their terror, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying things are the ones we can't escape from. Then we journeyed to the forgotten grave, a place cursed by the echoes of the past. The protagonist was haunted by the specter of a forgotten soul, a grim testament to the lingering power of the past. They were ensnared, trapped in a cycle of fear and despair, a pawn in a game played by unseen forces. Now, as we draw our stories to a close, we must remember the lingering feeling of terror. The impact of these experiences on our protagonists' lives is profound, a haunting reminder of their encounters with the unknown. They are forever marked by their experiences, their lives irrevocably altered by their brush with the supernatural. These are not just stories, but warnings. They serve to remind us that there are things in this world that we cannot understand, things that we cannot explain. They remind us that the thin veil between our world and the unseen can be ripped away at any moment, leaving us exposed to the horrors that lurk in the shadows. In the world of the unknown, fear is the only certainty. Sleep well, for the unseen horrors await in the shadows. Is fear the end or just the beginning? As we tread the final steps of our journey into the uncanny, it's crucial to remember that the realm of fear extends beyond the tangible. It weaves itself into the very fabric of our existence, challenging the boundaries of our perceptions. Ponder this. How often do we fear the unknown more than the known? The unseen terror lurking in the shadows, the whisper of a ghostly presence that sends a shiver down our spine, the eerie feeling of being watched when no one is around. This is the essence of true fear. It's not merely about the grotesque or the horrifyingly visible. It's about the subtle undercurrents of the unknown that lurk in the corners of our minds. Every creaking floorboard in an empty house, every flicker of movement in a darkened window, every rustle of leaves on a windless night. These are the unseen nightmares that truly haunt us. They are the manifestations of our deepest, most primal fears. They are the ghosts that exist not in old mansions or forgotten graveyards, but within the labyrinth of our own minds. So, as we conclude this exploration of fear, remember, true horror doesn't lie in the stories we've shared, but in the ones we've yet to tell. It's in the unspoken, the unseen, the unfathomable darkness that lurks just beyond our understanding. It's in the questions that remain unanswered, the mysteries that remain unsolved, the whispers that echo in the silence. So, what are these whispers saying to you? What unseen terrors lie in wait in the recesses of your mind? Perhaps it's time to face them, to listen to them, to understand them. In the end, it's not the fear we see that haunts us, but the one we don't. Dare to look into the darkness, for the unseen may be waiting. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.